It's not just Band in the Van.
Band in the
podcast.
Van.
Subscribe. We will love you long time and things and such.
Whoa, that sounds greasy. Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Josh.
And I'm Katie, and we're Fresh Breath.
We're the Band in the Van, and this is the Band in the Van podcast. This is another episode where we are not in a van. This is our house. But on this episode, we try and skate around what's happening in the world to keep it light.
Yes, we do. So we talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
We talk about our shows coming up and what we're planning to do with the van next.
Yeah, there are no drop-ins from any celebrities. There are no drop-ins from any comedians.
Yeah.
There are no drop-ins from any snipers. Just Katie and I, and we are just discussing what's happening in our life at this skating around whatever's happening. Yes.
And we get right to it. So
yep, let's get to it.
Band in the Van podcast.
Hello and welcome everybody to episode 24. This is 24 of Band in the Van podcast. If this is your first time watching this podcast, Katie and I are in a band. We travel all over the place.
we're usually in a van.
We're in the house right now. The van life, hashtag van life. But we also set a 15-minute timer so that we don't take up too much of your time. So let's dive into it.
And don't just ramble on all day.
Yeah, because we can do that. But so there's like I can't think of anything going on in the world. It all seems
There's
very
not much to talk about up there.
Seems pretty settled down. Everything's like really cooled down.
Like the news is pretty boring, and there's not much really to report out there. I mean, it seems like it's all doing all right.
So you know what? Instead of talking about anything that's going on in the world, let's talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so
there's always something going on.
Yeah, this past weekend we played a double band show at a wedding, which we've never done before.
Yeah, it was fun.
I thought it was cool. It was very interesting. We just shared sets, so this wedding was bonkers, by the way. They hired 3 bands. They hired a ceremony duo that Katie sang with.
Transio, which they were fabulous.
Maybe I'll put a little clip in here.
I have died every day waiting for you.
And then they hired 2 more bands to do the reception. So they hired us, Fresh Breath, and they hired Area 51, and it was a blast. We all get along. The drummers were very accommodating because they had to just sit behind each other's kit and just not change anything else. Yeah, they just swapped out
and same with the bass players.
Yeah,
too.
it was cool. It turned out really good. It was fun.
And it was a beautiful location. They got married at the Windsor Club, which is right next to the Canadian Club building on
in Walkerville
area, right on the river. It was just a gorgeous spot. I'd never been there before. It was really nice.
No, it was super nice.
And they had it was like a cocktail and appetizer only party. There was no sit down dinner, which was cool.
Yeah.
And so they had heavy appetizers, and then they had a late night snack menu with McDonald's burgers, and they had pizza, they had gelato, they
did everything right. There's very fancy cocktails that were signature cocktails.
They had it going on. So
it was sweet.
We indulged in all of it, and
totally.
we were very grateful for the opportunity.
It was fun. And then the next day we played at Sprucewood Winery, which was great. Thank you if you're watching this and you came out. It was like a packed house. It was a great day.
Yeah.
It was super hot, but thanks for braving the heat with us.
We usually play there once a year. They just do music in the summer, but usually every time it's so hot. It's scorching hot. And it was again, but it wasn't too bad, and we appreciate everyone that came out to see us. It was a fun, interactive, engaging show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then now we should probably, I guess we're playing in Woodstock this weekend, but you will have already missed it because it's this Saturday. This comes out on this Sunday.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the future. What's happening next week?
We'll be playing at our favorite Bad Apple Brewery in Grand Bend area. So it's just north of Grand Bend on that Highway 21. I think
Zurich.
It's Zurich, but it's very close to Grand Bend, and it's such a cool spot. It's a orchard, grounds.
Yeah.
So there's orchard trees everywhere. And
It used to be
an
an apple orchard.
Yeah, and then they have a big barn, and they have a big outdoor space, like pavilion, where we play. And they've done a bunch of upgrades, so I'm excited to see. I think they paved the whole pavilion.
Oh, did they?
Or they paved like the band area at least.
Nice.
Dance floor.
Cool.
Yeah. So we'll be playing there it'll be July 27th, I believe. It's a Saturday afternoon, 2 to 5. And then after that, we are going to be heading back up to Sauble Beach area, which we love so much. So we're playing back at the June Motel on Wednesday, July 31st. And then we'll be at Sola's Grill on the main street right across from the beach on the Thursday after that. So that's like right before the civic holiday weekend. And then, after that, we're kind of coming back toward Kingsville. We're doing the Kingsville
We don't have to get too far.
Music
out.
Fest. I'm going to keep going.
go through the entire.
So we got lots of
set.
Ontario shows coming up, which is great.
Yeah, there's lots happening. Are we just turning this entire podcast into a plug for Fresh Breath? Our entire schedule.
Do you want to talk about our
merch
website?
I do actually. I'm going to put the website like right here, and then we have a bunch of new designs. If you know us. If you don't know us,
we have a lot of merch, and we also have merch online that isn't always with us when we travel. So when we play our shows and you see us in person, we might have something on us that's different from what's on the website.
The website's got a bigger variety because it's all print on demand.
Right.
So like maybe you can get this t-shirt, or maybe you can get this hoodie, or maybe you can get this tank top. Or maybe you can get this 519 hat that's exclusively online.
Yeah, so I made a couple of items recently and put them up. If you want to check those out, freshbreathband.com/shop. And also, thanks for watching our Band in the Van podcast. If you haven't subscribed already, we would really appreciate you subscribing to our channel. It's not just Band in the Van podcast. It's also Fresh Breath stuff, live performance videos, music videos, stuff like that too. So you can see what we're up to. And if you subscribe, we will love you long time and things and such.
Whoa, that sounds greasy. So this has kind of just been an update. We are at home right now. We just got back from a 3-week tour to the west part of Canada.
Yeah, last time we talked to you, it was my birthday, and we were in Kenora.
Yeah, it was a great time. We don't tour again until we leave for Texas in the winter, so we're kind of home. So like I said, if you check out the website, all of our tour dates are like scheduled shows for around home are all on there, so
and we're
check that out.
Currently adding some shows for the fall as well around here. So we just added one in November with the band in London. So take a look at the website and we'll get that information up soon.
Okay, let's stop plugging ourselves because that can get annoying. Just to be like, you know what you should do.
You should go to freshbreathband.com.
You should go to freshbreathband.com and then you should buy something. And you should
we're trying not to talk about the news right now.
I know. This is a whole podcast dancing around what's going on in the world because we don't want to get into it.
We thought it would be funny to just be like, well, it doesn't seem like there's much to talk about.
There's not really anything that's going on in the world that we could, of note.
Not one thing.
Not anything of note. What's going on in the world? I don't know. There's somebody got a piercing. It was a very inappropriate way to get a piercing. Anyways, we're trying hard not to talk about that because this is not a political podcast, and really our opinions on such matters is private and also not worthy of shoving in your face. So we're not going to do that. So I think what we should do is talk about the dog. Now listen. The other day,
where is she?
She's outside right now. I never know. She's the best farm dog ever. I'll put in a little clip of Ruby running around right now.
Yeah.
But she's the best. So yesterday we had to run an errand to go into town, and usually she's just outside. And so we're just like, all right, you got to come in. And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, yeah, but we're leaving. And she's like, yeah, no, I don't have to do that. And then your mom was outside. And she's like, she can stay with me. And the dog heard that and just ran right on her porch and laid down. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, she's such a ham.
She's happy to be home in the farm, I think, too.
She loves the space.
She likes the space. She gets to do her thing and hunt and patrol the area, and it's a very fulfilling life here for
She
her.
does. She kills lots and lots of mice, which is great.
We always project, I guess, that she's, we're taking her away from the farm when we go on the road, but I also feel like
She likes that too.
she loves the adventure that we do, and maybe not a fan of being in the van for 12-hour car rides, but once we get to where we're going, she's always like
super stoked.
Yeah,
we make time for her
it's
too.
a balance that we do with her, right?
Yeah, for sure. And everybody's always concerned about the dog in the van when we tour, and you don't need to be, because she's our child, and we do everything in our power to make sure that she's comfortable. So we have a really great exhaust system in the van. If you haven't seen the van that we tour in, I'll put a little taper here that you can click on and check out that video, because we did a few updates. And but anyways, there's a really good exhaust system that keeps it nice and cool, so regardless of the temperature, she's like sitting in the shade in a breeze. And if it gets insane hot, we just run the van. I'll just run the air conditioning.
Or we'll just bring her with wherever we're at. We'll just be like, well, she's gonna sit by our gear or whatever.
Yeah, because there's no point in having any kind of worry about that.
And usually she's fine. But,
she's great. She sleeps. She loves it.
I was gonna say too, we have some plans, and hopefully we'll get to them soon, but to keep updating the van, right? We're gonna do some more little things here and there.
Yeah.
Every time we take our trips and go away, we always figure out like more things that maybe we don't need, or maybe we need more of.
Yeah.
So every time we go on a trip, we come back and we're like, let's do this and this, and we'll update those things. So a couple things with the solar, maybe, especially for Texas.
Upgrades, and then like there's an undercoat that I want to do, and maybe move the diesel tank out of the van and into the back. If you follow us on Instagram, we always do all of our update and story kind of stuff on Instagram. So another just shameless plug in this podcast.
They're probably already following us.
I know, right? If you're not, then go follow us on Instagram. If you're not subscribed, then subscribe on
Watch
YouTube.
our stories,
Watch our stories and like and comment and tell your friends.
Oh, no, it's fun.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
But yeah, for any YouTubers that are just stumbling upon us, we do a lot of updates on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then maybe some sort of stain or seal on all the wood that we added in, which I'd like to do, but it's going to smell, so we got to figure out a timing where we're not like...
We need a week for it to like van doors open and just like, because that sealant stinks.
So... But yeah, lots to do with the van still.
Before we take off for Texas, everything flies by. Like summer has just begun, but it already feels like it's half over somehow.
It's mid-July already.
I know, it's nuts.
It's so crazy. And the van, when we got home from Kenora and our trip out west, which we went all the way to Kelowna and then back to Southern Ontario, we got home and it was sounding horrendous.
Oh yeah.
So we quickly brought it into the shop, but we were luckily we made it home, and we didn't have to, other than an oil change and a couple things like that.
Yeah.
We didn't have to get it fixed on the road, which is always a relief.
It sounded really bad. It was like out of a movie bad when we pulled in the driveway. It was like, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I don't like this, David. No, that's enough.
So like we brought it right in like the next day as soon as we got home. We got home on a Monday. I brought it to the shop on a Tuesday. We donated every dollar that we made on that tour to the shop where we got the van fixed.
Thank you, Beeline.
Yeah, a shout out to Beeline Automotive, because they are great and they always do a great job. That's in Essex. I can put that link in the description if you're from the Essex area and need to get work done.
Yeah, that's where we go with the van.
Yeah, because they're really good. And but yeah, so the break even tour, we were calling it. We like got home.
We manifested that in the wrong way.
Yeah, we did, because we did. It was like it was a really good and lucrative like tour for how far we drove. It's just so much driving and the gas is so expensive. So, but like we actually did well. We got home, crunched numbers on Monday night. And we're like, yeah, that's not bad. Like,
all right. We're
not
in
bad.
the black.
Yeah, we're in the black. It was fine. And then I'm like, and then we went to the shop and it kind of kicked us in the ass.
Technically, we weren't on tour anymore. We got
No, we're on home. Yeah, the tour broke even. It was just, then now we just got to
we dip into the savings. And,
it's fine. Yeah. But the vans are tip top now, touch wood.
She's getting up there though. She's got over 200,000 kilometers on it.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
I feel like
Just
whenever I was
baby.
like
Baby! Oh, hi! Baby!
I don't know, first learning to drive, it was like if anyone had more than 200,000 kilometers, like, oh, your car is so old.
The thing is, though, is when your first cars, you buy pieces of shit.
Not me. I had a
Piece
Saab
of shit
and
car.
I had a Saab and a Volvo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stan.
Yeah, but even at that, like, well, mine were not nice.
Yours.
But even at that, like, I don't know what it is, like. 4-cylinder cars, it's because of the engine type. Like, you have a 4-cylinder car with 200,000 kilometers on it. Like, it's not
gonna get much.
It's
more
not
out
built
of it.
for more than that. But like a big heavy duty truck, like some of those big old vans, they run forever.
Yeah.
Touch wood, ours does, because we got a lot of use left out of it.
You need your snowflake.
Yeah, snowflake. Oh Lord. But yeah, what else? What else we got going on?
We're invited to a afternoon pool
Oh,
gathering
today
today.
has been the most soaked
So we're
I've been.
excited, and then Josh has 2 pool parties.
I have 2 pool parties today.
Can't say that. 2 poo parties.
Yeah. Who peed in the pool?
But yeah, so we have a fun summer day ahead, and then we're heading to Woodstock tomorrow for a gig, and back on the road this weekend a little bit. Gonna go see my sister.
I feel like because we don't want to talk about what's going on, this has been the most Magoo podcast of all time.
You're Magoo.
I know.
Magoo.
Yes.
I just feel like we're just dancing around
well,
what's
whatever.
happening. So we're just like updating you and trying to keep a light spirit because things can get fucking heavy, man. And the world is getting crazy. And I feel like that's more reason to go out and enjoy a show. There's our 15 minutes. Go out, enjoy a show, find something.
Drink another beer.
Drink another beer, or don't if you have too many and you shouldn't. But go out and enjoy yourself. And we're doing our best to live the life that we want to live. And I guess to leave you on that note, just the world is crazy and it's getting crazier.
Be kind to each other.
Yeah.
Take care of each other, and
do whatever the fuck you want. Cheers.
That was a nice message.
Yeah.
That was a really nice message.
Yeah.
I think we really got through to them.
I think so too. We'll see you next time.